Okay, we're starting in our seated pose this morning. And we're just going to close our eyes and just start bringing some awareness to your breath. Just feel what your normal breathing feels like. Just some inhale and exhale. Let's breathe through our nose right now. And then if you're able, just start taking a bigger breath. So start filling your lungs a little deeper, holding that breath and releasing it. It's a great time to go ahead and think of something that you're grateful for this morning. You could even just be grateful that you have breath in you, right? So we can be grateful for our breath, grateful that we have a new day. I'm going to go ahead and read a verse to us. This is actually a verse that our pastor read on Sunday in the message, and it is from Exodus 34:8, and it says, the Lord, the compassionate and gracious God, slow to anger, abounding in love and faithfulness, maintaining love to thousands, and forgiving wickedness, rebellion, and sin. So I just love how it talks about how the Lord is compassionate and he's gracious and he's abounding in love and faithfulness. It does talk about that. You know, we all do things wrong. We all, we know that by this age. But he's abounding in compassion and love for us, and he's slow to anger. So I thought that if you know the Lord, it would just be good for you to focus on that this morning during our time. And I'll remind us of that verse later. So just think about how the Lord is compassionate and gracious, abounding in faithfulness to 1,000 generations. All right, let's go ahead and take a big inhale, big stretch overhead, and then open up and release and drop your shoulders. Do it again, big inhale and exhale. 2 more of those, just opening up, reaching up as tall as you can and releasing. And 1 more time, we're just gonna inhale. On this release, I want you to drop your hands, but give a slight twist over your shoulder. Let's do that again. Inhale, slight rotation the other way. So during our spinal twist this morning, we'll keep going through that and try to increase your rotation each time you exhale. On this next one, I'm going to go ahead, inhale up and take my right hand outside my right leg. I hadn't done that yet, so that increases the stretch even more. Inhale up, left hand outside the left. Oh, I just got a nice little pop in my back when I did that, a gentle one, because I'm increasing my stretch. Keeping my shoulders dropped. 2 more. Exhale. Inhale and exhale. Good. Now we're just going to come back to center, relax those shoulders. And I want us to go ahead and move on to our knees this morning, onto our tabletop. So in your tabletop, you want to have shoulders directly over your wrists. And we're going to bring some awareness to our core right here. So pull your abs in and try to pull them slightly in and up, just wakening them up this morning. Pull them in and release them. Now, on the next inhale, pull them in and give a slight rounded of the back, and then release and exhale. Good. Try that one more time. Just pull them in, slight rounded, not much. No one else could probably even see that. Hold your abs in and release. Now we're going to take some hip circles. Take your hips just to the right, circling and stabilizing and taking them to the left. Loosening up our hips this morning. And back to the center. Now we're going to let that belly relax. Drop the shoulder or drop the chest in between the shoulders. And right here, I want you to take your inhale. And then as you exhale, really round up this time. So we're going to go through that cat and cow motion. So inhale this time as you drop. Exhale as you lift. Good. Flow through that. So this is a much bigger move than we did when we were just tightening up our abs a few weeks ago. Dropping down, reaching up, flowing through it. Good. Stretching out that back in the morning. One more time. Down and up. Okay, on the next inhale, go ahead and drop those abs, look up, and as you exhale, I want you to push back into your child's pose. In our child's pose, we're just going to walk those fingers front. I'm not putting my arms down yet. I just have my hands and my lower legs on the ground, and I'm feeling a big stretch in my shoulders this morning. Big stretch. Now, slightly sway right and left. Just add some movement into your shoulders. And let the forearms go down, let the forehead go down. Inhale, exhale. Now we're going to put those hands back down, lift the arms. All the way through the left side of your body. And actually let your left slightly push out to the left side, increasing your stretch. And cross, take the right hand all the way over the left hand. Inhale, exhale, and try to relax into the stretch. And you can slightly push your right hip out to the right side. Release it. We're going to come back up on all fours. We're going to start bringing a little more heat into the body. So tuck those toes under and just slightly lift your knees. You may not even be able to see what's happening, but my knees are about 2 inches off the ground. My toes are tucked under and I'm just hovering here. So I'm still in my tabletop position. My knees are bent, hovering over. Good. Feeling your core fire up. Hold and release. And tuck the toes. And we're going to extend that right leg out. Bring it in. The left leg out. Bring it in. And then we'll start with our arm and leg. So bird dog, reach it out. Pull it in. Reach. So I'm reaching the opposite hand of leg. Have you ever tried it with the same hand as leg? It's a little unstable. Good. Reach and reach. As you reach, I want you to think of trying to grab something with your hand in the front at the same time that your toe is trying to push a door open behind you. Really reaching back. Now we're going to do the same thing, but we're actually going to point those toes to the ground. Point your toes down and flex your foot. And the other side. Toes point down That's funny. I noticed that my hand naturally wants to flex as well. It doesn't need to. But yeah, our brains like to fire up. Mine likes to keep things even. So if my foot wants to flex, my hand wants to flex. All right, and let's take that one leg back. Tuck the toes under so you do have a strong flex. You have your legs straight. It's like you're in a plank, except you have your one knee down. Holding right here, body straight down. Bring it in and take the other one back. We're just stretching that lower leg, stretching our calf right here. And bring it in. All right, we're gonna tuck those toes again. This time we're actually gonna lift our hips all the way up into our first downward dog. In our downward dog, we're gonna let our head be heavy, knees are soft. I just want you to shake your head yes, and shake your head no, so that you have just your head, no tension in your head and neck. And let's pedal those feet. So we just stretched out our calf. Let's try to take one heel down to the ground, one and then the other. Push and push. You do not have to get your heel to the ground. That might not work for you. That is totally fine. And if anybody's wrists are really bothering them, you can do the downward dog on your forearms as well. Okay, on the next one, we're just gonna soften the knees again, and we're gonna take those feet and just walk them up by our hands. Lift all the way up with your big inhale. First big stretch of the morning. I'm gonna turn and face you. You can stay just like you are, and we're gonna drop one hand and reach over to the side and lift it up. Drop the other one, reaching over. Good. Let's flow through that. As you inhale and exhale, as you drop down. One more time. On the next one, I want you to take both hands. As you inhale, you're going to take them to your hips right here. And exhale and give me a little back bend. Tighten up your glutes as you do that so you don't feel the pressure in your lower back. Now reach it right back up. Inhale, exhale, forward, fold. Our first forward fold of the morning. Again, let that head be heavy. Let's go ahead and take our arms and cross them so that your hands are holding your opposite elbows, and just slight sway side to side, looking right between your legs. Your back probably feels pretty tight. We haven't done this move yet today, so it'll loosen up. Release them. Take them up to your shins and try to flatten your back in a number 7 pose. So you're right here. Good. You can put them above your knees if you like, but I'm trying not to lift up higher. I'm trying to keep that back nice and flat. Now forward fold again and come all the way up for your big inhale. Drop that hand, reach over to the side. Inhale and exhale. Good. Do it again. Inhale, stretch. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, hands on the hips. Take your back bend. Inhale up. Take your forward fold. Good. Feeling that stretch. Now we're going to do some gentle rocking motions this morning, loosening up our back. So I'm going to take a big circular motion with my arms all the way up and over, and do that again, all the way up and over. Feel your spine loosen up as the movement goes all the way through your back. We'll do it one more time, nice and big, and we're going to go the other way. Big stretch all the way up and over. Notice you're also flowing through that forward fold position. You do. Good. All right, hang heavy. On the next inhale, we're lifting all the way up. This time, grab a wrist up at the top. Pull over to the side. Inhale up, grab a wrist, other side. Now, if you want, you could grab your thumb and take your back in, or you can put your hands back on your hips. More protection in your back. Inhale, exhale, forward fold. We're going to halfway lift, shins or thighs. Take it back down again. Lift all the way up with your big inhale. Now take your left foot and step it back into a warrior one. So my front toe, my right foot is facing front. My left one is at an angle that is comfortable for me. And I'm just gonna drop my shoulders, pull my abs in, and try to square my hips toward the same direction that I'm facing. Good, now big stretch, nice and tall. And we're gonna go into warrior two. On warrior two, that back foot will probably turn out a little more. You're looking over your front hand, and you want your body to be in nice straight alignment, not with your butt sticking back or to the side. So pull your abs in. So a little fire in your thighs right here. Nice and strong. And we're gonna go into reverse warrior. Just take that front hand, lift it overhead. This back hand can go down your leg or it can go behind your back. I want you to feel the stretch all the way through the right side of your body. All right, let's cartwheel those hands back in front of you and back to the ground. Take your right leg back, and we're gonna take our first vinyasa, which all that means is, and you can drop your knees down if you like, we're gonna lower slowly down to the ground, tuck the toes under, lift up into our upward dog. Again, you could be on your elbows if this is too much for your back, and then take it into your downward dog. Let's pedal those feet again, loosening them up. And we're gonna walk or step up to your hands, lift all the way up and flow through that again, this time on the left side. So right here, you're gonna grab a wrist, pull over, flow through that each direction, take your back bend, take your forward fold, halfway lift, back down again, all the way up. Still facing the end of your mat. This time you're gonna keep your left leg where it was, step back with your right, square your hips and shoulders to the front for warrior one. Go ahead and kind of sink into it a little bit. You look good. Now lift up tall, come back front, over your hands, nice and tight. You can let that back foot adjust. And I'd like you to make sure that you have all 10 toes on the ground, right? All 10 toes. So the back foot sometimes wants to rotate front or back. Keep it nice and flat. Take your left hand up and over. Right hand drops down. And just feel the stretch in your reverse warrior position. Holding right there. Good, now we're gonna cartwheel those hands back down, take the leg back behind you, and take your vinyasa. Nice and low, tuck the toes, lift up, good. Feel the stretch. We're gonna go back into downward dog again. So tuck the toes, go back into downward dog. Now I actually kind of turned around right there. That was I cheated a little bit so I could see you better. So you're facing the front of your mat. We're gonna pedal our feet one more time, dropping the heels down. Now come up nice and tall on your tippy toes, as tall as you can, and drop both heels all the way to the right. Then come up nice and tall again and drop both heels to the left. Good, bring it up and release. Bend those knees, let the head be heavy. And we're gonna take that right leg all the way up. Point those toes down to the ground. So you wanna flex your foot and bring your knee to your nose. Push it back again. We'll do that 3 times. Knee to nose. One more time. Knee to nose. Taking it back. And this time, bring that foot right in between your hands. We're gonna come right from here up to our warrior one again. Reach up, nice and tall, drop into it. Reach up, warrior two. Reverse warrior. Feel that stretch. Good. Now we're going to add on, straighten out that front leg. Take that right hand down so the palm is facing forward. Other arm reaches up. Both palms are facing forward. And I want you just to lower down for your triangle pose. Again, this one is tempting for your butt to go to the back. Look at your body. Keep your body in alignment. Feel that stretch. Awesome. Now we're actually going to cartwheel our hands to the back of the mat. Cartwheel them over to the back of the mat. Hands down. Take your foot back and take your vinyasa. Lower down. Nice and slow. Lift up. Tuck your toes under. Downward dog. Pull those feet. Pushing your heels down. One and then the other. And soften the knees. Let the head be heavy. And we're going to lift that left leg this time. Toes pointing down to the ground. Bring knee to nose. Take it back. Nose again. Take it back. One more time. Knee to nose. Take it back. And this time we're going to step the left leg front. Let that back foot slightly rotate. Reach it up for warrior one. I like to stretch up nice and tall and then relax into it. All 10 toes are on the ground. Abs in, reach up, warrior two, drop the shoulders. First warrior, pulling up and back. Holding that stretch and moving into triangle pose. Palms face the front, sliding down the body without letting the hips go back. You may only be able to slide to here for your triangle. That's fine. How low you go is just your flexibility. And that's your flexibility for today. So be present. That's where you are today, and that's the place you work from. All right, we're going to cartwheel those hands to the front of the mat. Take that leg, step it back, and take our vinyasa. Just nicely lower down, knees or toes, lift up, and go back into downward dog. Pedal those feet again. We're just going to move through that again, adding on slightly. So let's lift that right leg. Knee to nose. Push it back again. Now knee to same elbow. Drop lower as you do. Good. Take it back. Knee to opposite elbow. Drop back. And step up through. Take that back one. Reach all. Warrior one. Abs are in. Lift up tall. Warrior two. First warrior. Triangle pose. Sliding all the way down. Feel that stretch. Now I'm going to do a move that is a little challenging. In this place, I'm going to go ahead and bend that front leg. Take that hand and reach it underneath my leg and see if I can take this top arm and reach it and meet behind. That is one of the fun things in yoga is there's always things to work on, right? So no worries if that doesn't work for your body. How do we get out of this? That's the tricky part, right? All right, drop that front hand down just to help you stabilize. Now take the back hand, bring it down by that front foot, turn back to the front. We're gonna go into a dragonfly pose. Reaching up, good. Holding here, drop the back leg down. And I want you to see if you can pick that back toe up and reach toward it with that back hand. That is a big stretch in the front of the thighs for me. I don't know about you. If it's too much, you just like hold it wherever. If you have a strap, straps are great for yoga. They can help us gently move into those places that are too challenging for us. All right, we're gonna drop it down. Now actually take both hands in front of us, lift that back leg nice and tall and turn back to the front. I want you to push your butt back toward the back of the room. Nice tight legs right here. Give me a wide squat. Straighten up again. Drop your head. So it can go into like a wide forward fold. Then bend again. We're just bending and straightening right here. Bend down. One more time. Feeling that stretch. And straighten it up. Now, from here, we're going to go into a nice, big, powerful star pose. So just take those hands up. Reach up nice and tall. Yeah, good. Feel your strength this morning. That is awesome. Those elbows, drop them down to your knees. Reach up tall, bend down low. Strengthen those thighs. Reach up. 2 more times. Reach up, bend low. 1 more. Reach up, bend low. And on this last reach up, we're going to cartwheel those hands to the back of your mat and go through the same thing on the left side. Take that leg back, take your vinyasa all the way down, tuck the toes under, lift up, and back into downward dog. Pedal those feet. Now we're gonna lift that left leg, toes pointed down, bring knee to nose, take it back, drop low, knee to same elbow, take it back, opposite elbow, take it back, and step that foot through, adjust your back foot, come up into warrior one, nice and tall, sink down into it. Reach up again, warrior two, looking right over those front fingers. Okay, we're moving into warrior three, take that hand up and over, feel the stretch, hold it there. Triangle pose, straighten out those legs, palms up, and just slide down. Holding here. Try not to let your hips go front or back. Stay nice and steady. You're doing great. Everybody looks so good this morning. So you want to try not to have your head forward. Your body is actually like it would fit in a toaster. I know we say that a lot in yoga, but it's the only thing that seems to really make sense, even though it doesn't make any sense. All right, so bend that front leg. Take that arm under, take the other one behind. That works for you. If not, you could always just have your hands down right here. So either one, holding right here. Feeling that extra stretch. Good. Now take that front hand, drop it down. Back hand, drop it down. Pick up your left hand and open up into your dragonfly stretch. Holding here. Drop the back knee. Take that hand that's reaching back and see if you can reach it toward your toes as you pull that back leg up. Again, if that's too much for you, just kind of hold it wherever it works this morning. Feeling your stretch. Oh yeah, those quads, they are nice and tight on my body, and I am getting a good stretch right there. All right, we're gonna drop that down. The foot, lift it up. We're gonna come back to the front. Straighten your legs. Look right between your legs. Now bend the legs and flat tabletop with the back when you do. So bend the legs. You could even, it's better not to look straight front, but to look a little bit in front of you on the ground. And straighten up again. And bend again. Good. Straighten and bend. One more time. On this straighten, I want you to toe heel your feet in. So pick your toes up, pick your heels up until they're just a little wider than your hips. And see if you can walk your hands back so that when you bend your legs this time, your hands are supporting your legs. So I have my hands right behind my heels. That may not work for you, but I have my hands behind my heels and my butt dropped low. Good. You guys are doing awesome. Nice. This is a big stretch for the hips. I'm sure you feel it. It may feel too much and you may need to come out of it and take a break. You just do what works for you. Try to relax your hips down. All right, straighten up. Put those hands back in front of you. Toe heel it again. Right in. Come all the way up. Let's go through those stretches we did at the beginning. Just take that side bend each way. It'll feel good right now. Take your back bend, forward fold, halfway lift, and right back down. I'm gonna face back to the front of my mat. I'm just gonna turn back right there and come all the way up. Do that one more time. Big inhale, take your stretch each way. Bend, forward fold, halfway lift. This time when we put our hands down, we're going to step those feet back into that high plank. So high plank, nice and strong. We're holding here. Go ahead and spread out your 10 fingers. See if you can get all 10 toes on the mat as well. Kind of putting some energy into your fingers and toes. Holding here. Now we'll take our vinyasa, lower all the way down. Tuck the back toes under, lift up. Tuck them under again, downward dog. And we're gonna move into some more stretching positions. So take that back leg, lift it up, toes point down, and take knee to nose. Take it back again, knee to same elbow, take it back, knee to opposite elbow, take it back. This time I want you to bring your knee right behind your right wrist. We're gonna go into that pigeon pose. Knee behind the right wrist, tuck the back toe under, and see if you can sit right here. Now yours may not look like this, and it may not feel good. If it doesn't feel good and you need to come out of it, and go right here, that is totally good. Or if it's really uncomfortable, you could do the figure 4 pose on your back and get some of the same stretch. So you're trying to have that front leg kind of go across. Everybody's gonna look different. Mine doesn't even look the same day to day. So first we're coming up on our fingertips, then we're gonna go to our hands, then we're gonna go to our forearms, as we inhale and exhale. Good. In this place on your forearms, give a slight gentle sway right and left. So move slightly right, slightly left. Now we're gonna, if you're okay with it, we're gonna come all the way down, making a little pocket for our little pillow for our head with our hands. Elbows facing out. And again, if that doesn't work for you, it may not, no worries. Just be wherever you are and accept yourself in that place. I'm going to read our verse one more time here. The Lord, the compassionate and gracious God, slow to anger, abounding in love and faithfulness, maintaining love to thousands, and forgiving wickedness, rebellion, and sin. So that is our verse from Exodus 34:8. That's when God was encouraging Moses to lead the people out of slavery. And Moses was just seeing his compassionate side, his graciousness. And I want us to focus on that because he does that to us today as well. All right, as we come up and out, we're going to take that back leg, bring it all the way over the front leg. So we did those spinal twists at the beginning. Now we're in a more exaggerated little spinal twist position. To the inhale up, exhale, twist. Inhale up, exhale the other side. You do this. See if you can add a little resistance with your body. So with this front arm, give a nice gentle push away on that front leg. Feel the extra stretch in the back. And then the same on the other side. When you go this direction, take the front arm and give a nice gentle push on the lower leg right there. Good. One more time, we're gonna come up this time. And if you can't get this arm to the outside, if you just get it right here, you can hug the leg. So it can either hug the knee or it can go right here, and we'll just hold this stretch. Feel the stretch in your lower back, your mid back, and your upper back right here. Awesome. All right, we're going to take that front leg and bring it right behind us. So yours may not quite look like that. It's a little more gentle if your leg is really close to your foot, or for a bigger stretch, see if you can take it further behind. Now this one's a tight place for me, but I'm going to inhale up and I'm just going to come forward. For me, I can't come very far forward. You may be able to lay on the ground. Just do what works for you, holding your stretch. You can take this other hand to the outside of your foot, and as you stay here, you may be able to go lower, holding the stretch. A lot of stretches here for our hips and our back this morning. All right, let's take those hands back. Circle back to the front. We're going to go back to our strong plank. So take one leg back, then lift the other, hold in your plank, pull those abs in nice and strong, and take your vinyasa. Take it all the way down, tuck the toes under, lift up nice and strong, take it into downward facing dog. Pedal those feet, push them down, and then the other. Soften, lift the hips, and lift the left leg. So toes are pointing down, lift it up nice and strong. Knee to nose, take it back. Knee to same elbow, take it back. Knee to opposite elbow, take it back. And now my left knee is going to go behind my left hand. Drop that back knee, left foot behind the right hand, and we're in the pigeon pose on the other side. This one is a tighter side for me. You may find that you have maybe you slide that leg back a little bit, then down to your forearms if it works for you. And if you had a pillow, you could grab a pillow off your couch or something, right? If you had a pillow, you could put it underneath your head if you needed to, or take those hands out if you're able to go that low, and just hold your stretch. Inhale, exhale. Just be present right here. At the very beginning, I encouraged us all to think of something we were grateful for, maybe our breath. This is a great time to again say something that you are grateful for this morning. All right, we're going to come back up out of it by taking that back leg, bringing it all the way around to the front. I need both sit bones on the ground, so we're not leaning. We're sitting nice and tall. We're going to inhale up and take our stretches. So both arms one direction as you exhale. Pick them up. Take them the other way. Going again. Start adding that gentle resistance as you do. So press slightly against the leg with whichever arm is in front. Never pressing on the knee. Always want to press more on the muscles. And if you can't get that arm all the way to the outside, no worries. On this last one, we're going to hold it, but if you need to, you just take that arm and hug that knee in. That's great to do. You do not have to have it to the outside. We're just going to hold our stretch right here. Feel the back loosen up. And release. Take those legs in front of you. Just kind of shake them out. Now we're going to put both feet on the ground, both hands up, lean slightly back, and we're going to hold here. Drop your shoulders. Good. Pull in at your abs. Feel your core have to fire up. Now, can you pick a foot up? How about the other one? We're in the boat pose now. Keep those abs in. Good. Holding here, we'll hold for 3 more breaths. Nice. So strong. All right, we're going to come back around and slowly lower down. This is another ab set right here. Lower down as slow as you can, grounding all the way down your back until you get there. And when you get to your back, give me a big pencil stretch. Reach as tall as you can, fingers and toes. And as you exhale, pull those thighs into the chest. Rock slightly right and left. And some knee circles. Just circle those knees, pull the thighs in, circle the legs one direction, and then the other. Pull them back in. Release the left leg, hold on to the right, and extend it up for that hamstring stretch. Relax your lower leg. I like Chris to hold the thigh instead of the calf because the calf will start tightening up and resisting. And mostly here, we just want to stretch the back of our right thigh. Inhale, exhale, pull it in closer to you, deepen the stretch. In any of these stretches that we hold like this, you can always add a little resistance. And as you inhale, and then as you exhale, you would relax it more. So an example of that would be I inhale and I push my thigh away from my body, but I'm holding tightly with my hands. So there is tension in the leg. And then as I exhale, I release it and pull the leg in closer to me. That is a type of stretching called PNF stretching because the name is really long. But it's a way to deepen your stretches, deepen your flexibility. All right, take that right hand inside the right calf. Keep the left hip on the ground and just open up right here. Now take the left leg all the way over, take the left hand above the knee on the thigh and gently pull it over, keeping your right shoulder on the ground. Both shoulders are on the ground. Look over your right shoulder. I want you to bend that bottom leg, bend the top leg a little tighter so they're crossed, and bring them over to the opposite side. So the knees are going toward the right, and look over your left shoulder. Overstretch at a place that is too much for you. Just take it to wherever feels good. Hold your stretch. Good, we're gonna come back to the center, lengthen out, give me that pencil stretch again, reach as tall as you can. As you release it, bring both thighs into the chest, nice and close, and release the right thigh, extend the left one up. Inhale, exhale, pull it in close to you. Again, if you want the option on your next inhale, you could give your own resistance. You can push away as hard as you can against the hands, but don't let the hands move. They're providing resistance, and release and pull in a little closer. Left hand's gonna go inside the left lower leg. Right arm opens up. So, or hand can go to your hip because both hip bones need to stay on the ground. We're not coming off the ground. We're keeping our body facing toward the ceiling while we open up that left leg. Bring it all the way up and over. Right hand on the thigh. This time your hips can come up, but not your shoulders. We want to have both shoulders on the ground, holding here. Now bend that bottom leg, a little tighter touch of the top leg, arms open up again, and bring both knees over to the left. Look over your right shoulder. Feeling the stretch throughout your back. All right, we're going to come right back to the center, pull our thighs in. I'm going to end with my favorite stretch. So take your hands right inside your legs, grab your big toe, and do a gentle rock side to side, happy baby. Feels good on your back, and it always makes me smile. And release, grab those thighs, going into a gentle rocking motion. A few times front and back. You feel it, your core actually works. Even though this is kind of fun, your core actually works to make you rock. And then go ahead and come up to just your comfortable seated pose. We're going to take a big inhale up today. Put those hands together, bring them right down to your heart center. I just want to say that I'm so grateful for you joining me today. I love your energy. I was thinking of one thing I was grateful for, and it is your strength and your energy that you actually give back to me, even through this computer screen. So I'm so grateful for each of you. And thank you for just taking the time to be with me this morning. All right, one more inhale and exhale.